In this video, I'm going to show you how to recolor things using the eyedropper tool. So, the eyedropper tool is located in the tools palette, and it looks like a little eyedropper. And it is quick button I for you to use. When you use the eyedropper tool, what you need to do is you need to define a particular shape. So I'm going to use the selection tool to tell it that I want, we'll say that I want this shape here. So using this polygon, we can see that its stroke is a dark violet. Its fill is this kind of like slightly lighter, but still kind of a dark violet, and the stroke size is 10. And if I kind of move over here to this star shape, we can see that its properties are a stroke of 2, it's a darker orange, and its fill is yellow. And so once I define a shape, I'm going to define that I want to work on this polygon. And I'm going to use the eyedropper tool. I can click on another object and it'll adopt the properties of that one. So if I click on the star, you can see all of a sudden it has a yellow fill with a thin orange stroke. Or if I come over to this circular shape that has no fill and then only has a red dashed line as its stroke, it adopts those properties. So that is using the eyedropper. And this works for text too. So if I come over to this text and I use the eyedropper tool, I can tell it that I want it to have this one, which the outline is too thick, so we can barely even see the words. So maybe I want to borrow from this one, so I can use the same color set. So it has the darker outer line, the yellow inner line, but it doesn't change the text. If I use it between one text and another text, it adopts the same size of that text as well as the font style and color of that text. So there's a variety of ways to use this. So I'm going to drop this style, but I'm going to adopt this color set so that it stands out. The key thing is making sure that you define what shape you are going to use first and where you want, and then once you've defined it, you choose what you want to borrow from there. You can also change multiple shapes at once. So say I have these two things and I want to make this more of this yellow vibe. So I'm going to, I kind of liked that the shape of those letters. So I like all that. And I'm going to grab everything except for this yellow one because I like that yellow one. And so when I change over to the eyedropper and I tell it that I want everything in this area to adopt the properties of the yellow with the thin orange outline, it will change all of those as a group. So that is a quick and easy way to recolor things. So you don't have to memorize what colors you use, and you don't have to keep on going back to the color picker to choose individual colors. You just have to be conscious about the way, the stroke and the font types that you're using so that it matches the things that you want. And it's not too hard once you have a color that you, once you get it roughly to where you want it to do, to then, size things down a little bit, maybe flip, invert colors, or choose a new color if like maybe I don't want that outer line. And so that is changing colors and changing strokes and fills with the eyedropper tool.